my name is Anna Marie Sinatra, the CEO of Sinatra Solutions, a coaching, consulting, and training firm that partners with you to catapult you to the next level in whatever it is that you're up to. Whether you're an individual that wants to sharpen your skills professionally, maybe it's leadership development, maybe you're the owner of a business and you have employees that you have to manage, maybe you're a manager, we can do that together. And if you're a business or an organization and you want to create those peaceful working atmospheres where your employees can work together as a team, we can do that with diversity training and conflict resolution and soft skill training. We can do it. We can partner together to get you where you want to be.
Hi, I'm Ava Sammarco, the Practical Nurse. I enjoy bringing you current and up-to-date health information for today's changing world. And I do this by hosting Health Focus.
And I host Health Matters.
And we collaborate to bring you focus on health matters.
So before we get started, we want to thank some of our sponsors. We want to thank Mattress and More, where Maddie Mattress is educating us in a variety of ways on how to get a restful sleep. You could never believe there's so much information when you're looking for a new mattress. If you have problems getting a good night's sleep, maybe you have some injuries like I did, knowing all the different details about those mattresses is so important, and he's doing such a fine job in educating the community.
Go right to sleep.
Yeah.
Also, we'd like to thank Western New York Imaging Associates, Dr. Frank Mascaro, providing state-of-the-art imaging equipment to assist you in your time of need. With many locations throughout Western New York, Kenton MRI, Lockport MRI, and Western New York MRI, downtown Buffalo, and his equipment in several other facilities throughout Western New York. Yeah. You'd be surprised.
Yeah, you would be. He's like all over.
Wow.
Yep.
Great.
And we want to thank Joe DeMarco from Wings Flights of Hope, where his volunteer pilots are flying sick children and people all over the United States in their time of need, whether it's a transplant service or, you know, somebody gets that call in the middle of the night. God knows if you had to call the airlines, you pay a fortune. They have volunteer pilots that stay on call waiting for you to call them. So without any further ado, you want to tell them about making sure they got those pens and papers.
Pens and papers.
So
let's
you take
go.
lots of notes and let's get started. And I am so excited because I am standing here with one of our corporate sponsors, Joe DeMarco from Wings Flights of Hope.
Hi, Anna Marie.
Joe.
How are you today?
I'm awesome, and I'm just so excited to be here at the Wings Meeting Place Pavilion.
I'm happy to have you here today, and we could let more people know what Wings is all about.
Yeah, because not only we're going to tell you about the Wings Flights of Hope, how you are literally saving lives, but we're also going to share with people about the pavilion that you have here as well.
Yeah, and there's still so many people in our community that aren't aware of the service, so anytime we could have an event or have a gathering, we're always there promoting Wings, what we're about, and what we're doing is we're providing flights of hope. When there's people run out of options and there's no more, there's nothing can be done wherever they live, whether it's Buffalo or wherever they live, and they're told there's nothing can be done for them, that's where we come in, and we'll take them wherever they need to go, as many times as they need to go, and sometimes we take a patient 2, 3, 4 different places till they find a place that'll treat them and help them get better.
Wow.
See, at Wings, we never want transportation to stand in the way of someone receiving the best medical care available.
And that really can for people, if you're watching today, you know, you're in the community and you may have a really serious health challenge as well, and and they need to be able to fly to different, and in transplant.
Right, like transplants, yeah, when someone's on the list right now in Buffalo, we have 20 people waiting for their organs.
Oh, wow.
So when that call goes off, or they get their pager or the call that the organ's available, first thing that has to happen is one of our pilots have to talk to the transplant coordinator, and then they'll save that organ for the family.
Wow.
Because they're not going to, you know, there's a certain time frame, so they're not going to, there's no way you could drive from Buffalo to Pittsburgh or Buffalo to New York. And I really love the transplant missions. You know, you never know we're going to come in, and it's like an adrenaline rush, and it's very exciting and very rewarding to be able to take someone to a place where they can get better.
I know we've taped so many programs together, and we've seen some of the little ones and some of the older ones, and it literally chokes me up every time because, you know, we do a lot of programs here with Health Matters and Health Focus, but to know that you're literally saving lives. It's interesting what you said too. I think I learned something new every time, that they won't even hold the organ until
right,
they
they
talk
want to know
to
how
you.
you're going to get there. We learned there was a woman in Albany who was she was waiting for double lungs, and I wasn't on her pilot list. Actually, nobody from Buffalo was. There was a lot of pilots closer to Albany, so when she got the call, her list of pilots that she had, there was no one available.
Wow.
So by the time she had reached me, 40 minutes passed.
Wow.
I talked to the coordinator, and she said we gave the lungs away, and it was to me it was shocking at first.
Oh.
And my wife was telling me, well, we need to get a faster plane, and it had nothing to do with our timing. It was the fact that this woman was in Albany. There's no possible way you're going to get to Pittsburgh, and they have 3 hours usually they want you there and on the table. So someone else got the lungs that night, and she got put back on the list, and about a month later that we did do the flight for her.
Wow. And I know that from our past interviews too, that you talk about that you're all volunteers. You have
Right,
pilots that are-
everybody's volunteer, and our pilots just get the rewards. You know, we get rewarded with hugs, you know, smiles, and just simple thank yous. You know,
Wow.
and people don't understand it, but it's exciting because we're recruiting new pilots, and once a pilot does a flight, and you have your fun flying and making a difference for someone, it's a wonderful feeling.
Once you fly with wings, you'll never want to fly any other way.
Well, you know, one thing is what I want to make sure people understand is we're not just flying people that can't afford commercial flights. When people have cancer and their immune system's compromised, public transportation is really not an option for them. So, you know, taking a bus or a train or an airplane is just not good because of the germs. And we just make it so easy for them. We meet at wherever airport they're closer to. 5 minutes we're in the air. There's no, you know, an hour and a half ahead of time going through security. Typical response or comment from a patient the first time is, you know, you get to altitude, I'll say we'll be in New York in an hour and 5 minutes. They'll say, you know, I'd still be at the airport waiting to get on the plane.
Wow, and
so even
that's
though
the
we're going
truth.
slower, it's convenient and people just enjoy it. It's like part of their healing. They, you know, the comments you hear, you know, I feel like I'm in the clouds with the angels, and people just enjoy it. And you know, you get some nice letters from people saying, you know, for that day, I forgot about my cancer.
Oh my goodness! Wow, wow.
So it really makes it, you know, it's nice to be able to do that.
And it was beautiful to be at the airport. You fly out of
Prior Aviation at Buffalo
so
International.
It's quiet. We did a
Great
couple
service,
of programs
right.
there, and it's just so conducive for the whole
Right. If there's an
atmosphere.
ambulance, if it's a transplant, there's an ambulance or something. If the weather's bad, we'll open the hangar, put the ambulance right inside. It's nice. You don't have to be out in the weather or anything like that.
Wow.
So yeah, the service is great there, and it's very convenient and works great for the people.
That's amazing. Well, I'm excited because I think you're going to take me back to the pavilion so we
Right.
can see what you got going on there.
That sounds great.
All right, let's go
head
check
back.
it out.
All right, thanks.
My goodness, Joe, this is like absolutely beautiful. And do you have enough flowers?
Oh, thank you. I know it really makes it beautiful with all the flowers.
It really does.
Somebody actually donated most of the flowers here. They're just beautiful.
It's beautiful, beautiful. So
Thank
we're in
you.
the back of the pavilion.
We're in the back here, and I'll give you a little history of the pavilion. The purpose of this place was to help promote wings and also help generate funds for us. You know, we operate all on donations. There's
Right.
no, we never accept money from the patient. It's always, flights are always free. There's no insurance money. And even though everybody's a volunteer, we still need funds to keep our planes, the fuel and everything. So
Oh, yeah.
this place helps raise funds by when people use the place, they make a donation to Wings. And also helps raise awareness. As you'll notice throughout the event today, there'll be TVs all around, and it's for people that don't know about Wings. When they leave here, they're going to know about it. There's a lot of different pictures. One TV has over 500 pictures on it, and I tell people
Oh, my
that are here
goodness.
and they never heard of Wings, I said, if you stay here long enough, you'll see somebody on there you know. So it's really
sure.
working out great. It's a beautiful facility. There's not many places around like this that has this much parking. So we could really handle,
And speaking
good-
of parking too, I see you're right across.
Uh-oh.
We got bugs from the flowers. I see you're right across the street from the stadium too, so you're probably parking cars
yeah,
here
the
for
stadium's
the stadium.
here, and
That's probably gotta be helping out
and it
too.
helps us promote wings while we're doing it at the same time.
And
so
if we're
it's
not
really working
going,
great.
if we're not going to the game, can we come watch it here?
Sure.
We ought to go inside and check out all those TVs and how beautiful it is
Yes,
inside
that's
too.
a meeting place, so it's a great room if you want to have a birthday party, a graduation party, a family get together, just a company meeting. And all it takes is a simple donation to Wings, and everybody's happy. It helps keep us funded, and people enjoy, they could have a party in their backyard and go rent tables, tents, and chairs, or they can come here and pay half the amount and have a beautiful facility.
Wow. Well, you want to show me the inside?
Sure, let's go.
All right, let's go check it out inside. Come along. This is so nice and comfortable inside the Wings meeting place.
And this is where we host a lot of our meetings that lead up to our September event. My wife plans several meetings with all our different volunteers. We have 300 volunteers that work for that event. But you can see the pictures of this room, it's such a great place to have a birthday party or anniversary party or anything like that. And at the same time, you help support Wings.
It is. It's absolutely beautiful, and I love all the TVs. How many TVs are in here?
Oh, I don't know. There's about 8 or 9.
I think
and
so.
one is designated just for Wings flights. So as a pilot does a flight, they'll send a picture in and it just keeps updating. So
How nice.
yeah, so you could always see what's going on at Wings.
So we can just give you a call and say, hey, Joe, is this date available? And
Yep.
they check out the website. The website's coming up at the bottom of the screen, and your
Right.
phone number.
And if the date's available, then you could just, we work it all different ways.
Yeah.
With the bar and food or without the bar, and with food or without food. So
Yeah,
right now
it's-
we're just trying to get people here because the more people that come in, more people learn about Wings.
And
Say
I-
half the
I-
people that visited the first time, they really don't know about Wings.
Yeah.
So
It's a great one feeds
Yeah.
the other, so
Right.
the information.
Right.
And I'm looking at those signs about the fish fries and the ribs, and I just saw some curly Q fries going by.
Right.
I think I'm getting a little hungry.
yeah, we do that on a Friday and Saturday just to help bring more people in. And the more people come in, like I said, the more people we can help them and they learn what we're doing.
Well, you've got an event going on in the back right now, too.
We do. It's we're hosting for Western New York Heroes. They're using our facility, and they're helping veterans and soldiers. And similar to what Wings, we're helping with transportation. We'll fly the soldiers and their families. When Michael Hauser was injured in Iraq, when the war first started, we brought the family down there to see Mike when he was in Virginia.
Wow.
And then we flew Michael after he was released from there, and he was in Johnstown at the Brain Trauma Center. So we did a total like 35 flights for the Hauser family. An interesting story about that was Marge didn't believe it at all. When I first told her, I talked to her on the phone. I says,
Yeah.
Marge, I'm going to give you a number. I want you to call when you want to visit Mike. And she's been quoted before. She never even wrote the number down. She thought, well, how could this be? It sounds too good to be true. There's got to be a catch to it. So when I met Marge the first time, she still didn't even believe me face to face.
Wow.
And then, now after all them flights, she's like part of the family. She'd do anything to help
Wow.
Wings.
Well, let's go back and see if we can find Chris Kreiger
All right, sounds
from
great.
Western New York Heroes here at the Wings Pavilion out in the back.
Right,
All
Pavilion's
right.
coming up next.
All right.
There's Chris.
There he is. Hey, Chris, how you doing?
How are you? Welcome
right,
to Wings
yourself?
Flights of Hope.
Thanks for having us.
Glad to have you here today. It's a beautiful day. Want to
Absolutely.
wish you the best of luck on your event.
Well, thanks. Got a beautiful place, beautiful weather. What more can you ask for? Awesome crowd, a lot of good supporters.
And I smell all that good food in the background, too.
Absolutely.
Yeah, yeah,
Fun to eat.
yeah. And I think before we eat, you're going to show me that car that's got the Western New York Heroes logo wrapped around it.
Yes, we are.
NASCAR. All right, let's go check it out. All right.
All right, good luck.
See ya.
How amazing. What a beautiful Western New York Heroes NASCAR.
The anticipation for this car has been going on for 2 months. This is the basic theme of the Western New York Heroes picnic, was the actual unveiling of the Western New York Heroes car. None of this would have been possible without Dean Jackson and Keller Chevrolet. They're the main sponsor for this Western New York Heroes official NASCAR, in conjunction with Holland Speedway as the provider of the car. But I want to just mention Dean Jackson from Keller Chevrolet and how he has completely and wholeheartedly been behind Western New York Heroes and advertised for us all the time. He's a very big advocate.
That's beautiful.
Jack Murray is also the chairman of the board of directors at Western New York Heroes, and Jack actually, the whole concept came from Jack of the car. So I'd like to mention Jack.
This is Elaine too. Jackie, would you like to introduce Elaine?
Yeah, this is Elaine, and Elaine put on this great picnic today. And again, a special thanks to Dean Jackson, his group at Keller Chevy. Just a wonderful response. Every time we've asked Dean or his family to involve themselves with our organization, Dean has hopped right on board. Over and above the fact that Dean has 2 wonderful kids that have served their country. It means so much to us and his family. We can't thank you enough.
Well, thank you.
Beautiful.
Yeah,
And that's what I was going to. That's what I was going to ask is.
Thank you, Dean.
Tell me a little bit about your affiliation and how you came about and this whole beautiful connection.
Well, I met Chris years ago and actually joined the board of Western New York Heroes. I had Jack's position at one time as the board chair. Laying in the woods a little bit now, waiting for the rest of my family to get home from Afghanistan. But it's our pleasure at Keller to be a part of Western New York Heroes, and we'd like you to present a check for $5,000 to help you with your cause. Thank you, Chris.
Thank you very much.
Appreciate
Appreciate
it.
the
Thank you,
support.
Elaine. Thank
Dean
you,
Jackson.
Jack. It's always a pleasure. Okay.
Beautiful, thank you. And thank you for your children serving.
Thank
of
you.
course, Chris, you know, every time I see you, thank you for serving.
Thank you, my pleasure.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
So Chris, you know, we've been seeing you all over banners in Western New York and all kinds of amazing things happening, and it's about time for our vets here in Western New York. So tell me a little bit more about Western New York Heroes so that everyone watching today can learn more about your organization.
Western New York Heroes obviously is a nonprofit, grassroots here locally. All the money that we raise stays right here in Western New York to help our veterans, not only our veterans, but our family of veterans as well. We don't want to forget about them, as it takes a whole family to serve this country today. And what we do with the money is we use it to help the vets with their everyday essential living needs, help pay their mortgage, their rent, their utilities, food on the table. We do a huge Christmas adopt-a-family is what we call it. Backpack drives for brand new school supplies for their children, as school supplies can be very expensive. We have our Job Corps program that we now put on, and we've had 5 different veterans already since we started the program that have been hired. 3 of them hired by Department of Homeland. We got to keep the programs going, and we have our children's program for our veterans that we call Western New York Kids Are Heroes Too, and that's where we'll fund the children to take whatever extracurricular activity he or she wants for the year.
That's amazing. You're doing a lot with this organization.
Yeah, it's blossoming quite well, and happy to see it as it's continuing to grow. And obviously, it's doing so well because of my board of directors, our volunteers, and obviously those out in the community who continue to support us and donate to us.
Absolutely. I've been one of those volunteers for quite some time now. I've known you for quite some time, and I'm really honored to be able to have you say a few words and help the community know more about you. And another volunteer you got out here, one of your staples here, someone else who's been with you from the very start.
This is Stephanie Thurston, also one of our board of directors and Iraq War vet.
Awesome. Hi, Stephanie. Hi. So tell us a little bit about your role and what got you passionate about working together.
Well, Chris and I served together overseas, so coming home we went through a lot of things together, and we didn't have help with an organization like we have, so Chris was he had enough foresight to at least get this started to help other veterans coming back.
Wow. And so what are some of the things that you do?
I am in charge of our grant program, so when there is a veteran in need and they contact our office via grant request, I'm pretty much the first in line to see that, to read it over, to make sure it's complete, to investigate that veteran and get them the help they need.
Wow, that's amazing. I didn't know you served too, so let me say thank you for serving.
Thank you.
Thank you both for serving. Thank you for all that you're doing for all of our veterans. And thank you for serving. If you're a veteran who's watching out there today, make sure that you're writing down that information and get a hold of Western New York Heroes to find out how they can be of help to you too. Thanks. And I'm standing here with Elaine and the original red, white, and blue team.
Hi, how are you today?
Oh, I'm awesome. We've enjoyed being around this whole pavilion and